Talk with Mel, people, and I'm sitting with the fabulous Charnelle Paulse. So excited to have you on the show, and I'm loving what you are doing. For the people that don't know, give us a bit of an introduction of who you are. I mean, I just introduced you, and where you're from, where you grew up.
Okay, so I am Charnelle Paulse, and I'm currently a plus-size model and also a entrepreneur in the modeling industry. I've just launched my Curvy School, the first ever in Cape Town and potentially the world.
Wow.
So I'm very excited about
mad.
that. I know.
That's so dope.
So, and I grew up in an area called Athlone in the southern suburbs of Cape Town.
Why means it's van Athlone work,
You know? And yeah, so that's a little
so
bit
dope.
about
That's
who I am.
dope. And let's talk about your childhood. I mean, what was life growing up for you? Who were you back when you were in school? What kind of girl were you?
So growing up was very fun. I had two sisters. We're three girls. I'm the middle child, and I don't have middle child syndrome.
That was gonna be my question. I can see you don't. Nah, you chill.
No, I'm very chill.
I can see.
But it was lovely growing up with two sisters and my mom and dad, of course. And so I always ask my dad, how did you handle living with all these four women and with such different opinions? And
I can imagine.
Yeah, so it was very interesting growing up, but it was the best time because I didn't need friends. I always had my sisters, you know. And school was awesome. I attended Windsor High School and I was never the cool
I was gonna ask you, were you the cool chick? Okay, cool.
No, but I also wasn't the nerd.
Okay, so you were just like the in between.
Yes. I was very shy. And I was friends with everyone, so I didn't like the limelight and because the cool kids would always go to the cool parties and like be in the corners like smoking, and I wasn't that chick.
Same. I'm the same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, no, I got you there. I wasn't at my mom was like,
exactly, and I had a curfew at 12 o'clock every single weekend. So the cool kids, they didn't have any curfews. They could come home when they wanted to.
I got you.
So I couldn't even like really afford to be in the cool clique, even though I really wanted to. And I played it cool like I didn't want to.
Like you don't want to, but can't in deep down.
Exactly.
Yeah, same. And I also speak like I was at the party. Can't I wasn't there.
Yeah, you wouldn't. But now I feel so sorry for the kids at school, because social media, they're taking pictures while the party's happening and you're missing out.
You're sitting at home watching TV with your mom and your dad. I know. And then how did the whole thing happen for you? Like, how did you, I mean, this career that you have, the plus size modeling, how did you make that choice? Why that choice? And did you see someone, did someone inspire you to go into that specific choice?
Yes.
I want to know more about that.
So I was always interested in the creative industry. I've always I've been a dancer before I was a model, so
Gotcha, girl.
So I love dancing. I danced. My first school was the Woven Ballet School.
Wow.
I was there for a few years, and then I went on to the Eon group at the Joseph Stone in Athlone. Yes, and I did modern jazz and contemporary, and then I moved on to hip hop.
Hey now.
Exactly. And I was I loved entertaining. I loved dancing. I was always drawn to Michael Jackson, to Janet Jackson, to Jennifer Lopez, and so just entertaining was something I was always passionate about. And modeling was just one of the avenues in the entertainment industry that I loved, that I wanted to be a part of. And so it just happened that I was always interested in the beautiful faces and the hair and the way women express themselves. And that was how I was drawn to the industry. But I never ever thought I could be a part of it, just because growing up my body started to change. And you know, in the industry back then, there was no such thing as plus size models.
I know.
You needed to be a certain weight, a certain height.
And the height is important. Yeah.
Tall and lean and very poised. And it was a very confusing time in my life, because I wanted to be a dancer and I wanted to be this perfect poised ballerina, but I couldn't because I didn't fit that profile. But then I also wanted to be a model, but I didn't fit that profile as well. So I was like, who am I? What do I want to do? Where do I fit in? And after school, I ended up working in corporate. I worked for Absa Bank for many years, and I didn't enjoy it. Guys, Absa, please donate me for
No, but
this.
I mean, I'm the same. I work in corporate as well, you know, and I was like, can't me any. I can't.
It's not for you.
You feel like you're in a box, so I totally get you.
Absolutely. And I remember sitting behind my desk every single day and just looking at modeling agencies, because I wanted to work there. I wanted to work at an agency because I thought, if I can't be a model, then rather then work
You'll still
there.
be there, involved. Yes.
So that was actually my first dream before actually becoming a model.
Sure.
Working for an agency was such a big dream of mine. And I was prepared to give up my job and resign so that I could maybe intern at an agency and
learn the ropes.
Just learn the ropes. I didn't want any pay. I just wanted to know.
That's passion.
That is passion. And I went to, I think it was Boss Models at the time, and they gave me a job, but at that time I resigned from APSA and I was going to get married shortly and move to Stockholm, Sweden. So I couldn't take the job because the timing didn't work out. And so that's how my career in modeling started, was me dabbling into the agency firstly before I actually became a model.
Amazing. And then the plus size, you explained to me earlier that there's a difference obviously with curvy models.
Yeah.
Just give us a bit of an idea. I mean, for me, it's new to me as well. Just give us a bit of an idea of how that works.
It's interesting, the plus size genre in the modeling industry. So because plus size is very recent, especially in South Africa, it's growing, and before it was just models under one pool called a plus size model, and now because it's growing so big, there's different types of models in the plus size pool. So you'll get your curve model, so that would be maybe a size 10 up to 8 up to 12.
Sure.
So they are lean, but they have nice curves, nice thighs.
I got you.
And then you move on to your plus size, which will be maybe your 14s up to 18s. So you're a bit fuller, more voluptuous, and then you'll have your full figured fashion, and that's a little bit bigger in the plus size industry. So it's curve, plus size, and then
it's heavy how they box it. I hate it though. I hate that they have to do it for modeling, but it's heavy for me. Modeling is modeling, like I said earlier.
Yes.
Whether you're hand model, whether you're
that's the thing, because
modeling is modeling. You know,
and
there shouldn't be a label to it, but I get obviously for the industry they have to do it like that.
They have to. I mean, the industry labels us. I mean, we as people don't label each other, but in the fashion industry, this is where the labeling comes in. And I'm fortunate enough to know that I am not.
I know you're not stuck to
one box.
I got you.
Because what if I lose weight and then I become a skinny model? Then you know what I mean.
Exactly. And it's like I'm out. I need to leave, guys. I'm not with you anymore. I need to go to different agency or different category.
Sure.
And then let's talk about one of your first jobs that you had. Let's speak about that. What was it like? Were you nervous? Let's talk about one of the first big ones that you got.
So I was living in Johannesburg at the time, and my very first job was for Your Baby magazine. And I didn't know what to expect, because I'm thinking, I'm not a mother. I was 27 years old at the time. I'm living in Johannesburg. It's my very first job. What is a set? What, like, you know, what do I expect?
Yeah.
So I pull up, and it's a very industrial area, and it was very dodgy.
Yeah, obviously, and it's Joburg also. You don't know
exactly.
Yeah.
But obviously now, being in the industry for so long, I realized that that's the spaces.
The vibe,
The studios are normally in
a warehouse. Yes,
exactly. But pulling up there and then walking in, I see the setup, and it's like the lights and the camera and the people and the caterers and the makeup artists setting up and the hair people busy, and there's like railings with clothing, and I was so shocked, because I'm thinking, is this for me?
Wow.
So it was such an amazing moment, and
that's mad.
I really enjoyed it. Everyone was so pleasant. Everyone was so kind, and they treated me so well. And I think because I was a dancer and I had some dancing background, the movement in front of the camera came very natural.
I was going to ask you about that,
Yeah.
Do they guide you with that? Do you have to do specific poses? Because I normally just have the basic one. The hip, and then the knee maybe. Yeah. Do they teach you? Do you have to practice certain poses in front of the camera or in front of the mirror before prepping for a job?
So you definitely do. So guys, those who want to become models, practice is everything. And I always say, whenever you arrive on a job, whether it be in corporate or as a lawyer, whatever it may be, you have someone that's training you. So you have a 3-month probation. or you have a 1 month,
mentor.
yes, and someone's training you, so you will never ever arrive on a job and know exactly what to do. It takes training, it takes time until you get into the swing of things. And when it comes to the creative space, especially modeling, you need to practice. So practice in front of the mirror, work on your angles, know what's good for you, the different faces, the different body angles, and so, to be quite honest, being on set for my very first shoot, I didn't know that. Luckily enough and fortunately enough for me, I had the dancing background. So I had the photographer who would communicate with me, and that's also very important. You need the photographer needs to know what type of model he's working with.
True.
So if it's your first time, if it's your 8th time, if it's your 108th time, the photographer needs to know who he's working with, so he can direct you and pick up and
what
guide
works for you, what doesn't work for you.
Exactly. So luckily, I remember the photographer that day was a female, and she knew it was my very first time, and she was gracious enough to be she directed me very well, and she said, turn a little bit like this, turn a little bit like that. They had some music on, which gave me some
vibe. I got you.
Yeah,
that's so dope. And I want you to, obviously, I mean, I was saying earlier, I want you to teach me some runway walks and how to be fierce and how to pose and Jamurot Khlu. How it boo. It's a walk with Melody. We're taking a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Hello. People, it's a walk with Mel. Do you see me walking? Ek weet nie van julle nie, maar ek voel ek is nou 'n curve model. No, and I thank you. Thank you so much for the tips. I mean, what do you think? Do you think there's hope for me?
Absolute potential happening right now. I think she's going to be my next signing. So all the agencies, you better watch out, baby.
Mal, you come back there
on the curve.
Hello. I like how you did that. And I mean, speaking about that, I mean, you started your own school, you said earlier, and I mean, it's a first for South Africa and hopefully globally too. Tell us how that started.
So I was getting to a point where I wasn't as passionate about being in front of the screen, and I wanted to be in the industry, but I didn't know what to do. And I was, at the same time, I'm very passionate about women.
Sure.
So I was at a point as to what do I do, how do I grow, how do I change, but stay in the industry.
Sure.
And it was just a brainwave, I guess I could say, where I realized there's so many women that's reaching out to me, and they're asking to become plus size models, and I feel that there's so many women in this country especially that has the potential to be ambassadors and curve models, and they're beautiful, they just don't know how to go about it. And I felt I have the connections with the agencies, I also have the experience, and so let me help these women, you know.
Amazing.
And it's also I could give back. So it was me giving back, it was me putting all my skills together.
Amazing.
And then creating a service. And so this is how Curve School started.
And what was the transition like? I mean, you did modeling, like that was your career, and then it was more, now it's business. What was the transition like for you so far?
I want to say that it's been very interesting. It's hard work,
of course,
and I didn't think it was going to be such hard work, but I guess I think now more than ever, I've always heard the saying, when you love what you do, it won't feel like a day job.
Thank you.
So this is how it's been for this past year.
Amazing.
And because when as a model, you just arrive on set, your clothes are set out, your makeup artist is there, your stylist, your hairstylist, the director's there, the creative director, the photographer and the assistants. So everyone's on set, and you just need to pose and do and do what you need to as a model. When you on the other side of the lens, there's so much more. You are in charge.
Prep work.
It's hiring the correct makeup artist, hair person, stylist. So you're directing the sets, and you are saying what you want to have happen on set, and
Heavy.
so that is what I need to do. And then it's also the modeling
Side of
school.
it, yeah, the school.
We have to create my manuals and my training and create amazing workshops for
Yes,
these
I
women.
want to speak about the workshops. Like, what do you guys cover? We spoke about identity earlier, and I was like, yes.
Yes.
So let's talk about what you guys cover.
So we cover a few things, which is identity. We cover shoot etiquette, casting etiquette.
Amazing.
We cover lighting, angles,
Wow.
walks, runway walks. Those are a few things that we cover, and I want to go back to the identity that I cover, because I feel that when I stepped into the industry, I didn't have a curve school or a mentor or someone that I could go to and say, please help me, or can you guide me? And so I also want to reach out to women with this, because I feel like take advantage of the service that we have, because you could learn so much in an easier way and not go through challenges.
The challenges that you face.
That I faced. And so going into this industry, I thought it was going to be a certain way, and it was absolutely not. And I think because I was struggling with identity issues, it made it even worse, the experience. So identity in terms of not knowing what I stand for, what is it that I want? Is it just because I want to be famous, you know? Is it
it's questioning yourself, basically. You're doing it like a self-search kind of thing, and I think it's something we all have to do.
For sure. And I feel that girls and women need to be prepared mentally for this industry before you can be prepared practically and physically.
So you can stand firm as well, because once you know you won't be able to, no one can move you, you know?
Absolutely. And I tell the girls this all the time. I always say, this industry will eat you up and spit you out alive if you don't know who you are. So it's so important to know who you are. And I'm sure you've had a few experiences as well in this industry that we're in. I mean, modeling is just one part of it.
Yes.
It's very vicious, and you need to be tough, and
harap your tannate, as I say, you know, you need to be very firm. Let's speak about empowering women. I mean, I know that you stand for that. You said it earlier. You're passionate about females empowering each other, and I love that you stand for that.
Thank you.
Why that choice?
I think it stems back to me being in an environment in home where we were women. So having two sisters and a mom, where I've always been surrounded by strong, opinionated women, and always felt how good it was to be encouraged when I didn't have a good day.
I got you.
Or when I went through a bad experience. And then moving on to dancing, where I was always surrounded by my dance peers. So, and I was always surrounded by friends, strong women, amazing dancers. And moving into the modeling industry, once again, being surrounded by this fierce, strong, amazing woman, I felt that there's so many women that is so beautiful, but there's so many issues that we're all facing, and we have different issues, but we're all singing the same tune. We're just so insecure about being loud about it or sharing it. And I feel like when we don't share our stories, it's almost like a gift that's not unwrapped yet. Because when you share and reveal and release who you are, you never know whose life you're impacting.
Hey, love it.
So I felt that I needed to encourage women to be more real, to be just to be open about who they truly are. And that goes back to the identity, because I feel like if you know who you are, you'll be more okay with being open with your stories, where you're going, where you come from, and you can enlighten and inspire someone that's about to,
without knowing,
without even knowing.
Wow.
And that's true power.
I love it. Hey, it's true power, it's identity, as levels. I love that you are sharing all of this, because it's something that I'm inspired by too, and it's so cool to sit next to you and chat about these things. This is the conversations we're supposed to have, you know. Let's talk about you. I mean, you're married to Nathan Paulse, a former football player. I know being in the limelight isn't always the best, but what is it like for you guys being in the limelight and also supporting each other in the different industries?
I think that Nathan and I, when Nathan has been in the industry much longer than what I have.
Okay.
He's been in the industry for 20 years. I only started becoming a celebrity. I don't like that word, but people knowing who I am maybe this past 3 to 4 years.
Sure.
And I thought that I knew what it is to be famous because I was always behind him. And but I didn't. How do we
Because
deal
it's
with
not like
this?
some's going to tell you how to deal with it.
Exactly.
Like,
there's
no manual.
There's no
like
book.
how to deal with the limelight.
Exactly. And especially with social media that's so rife now in this day and age. Everything's so quick, everything's so instant. There was a lot that was happening, there was a lot that was so new. We also traveled around the world with his career, so we recently settled into Cape Town in 2015. So now we bought this home. I'm stepping into my modeling industry.
Sure.
He's back at IX Cape Town, he's back home. And I mean, we've been together for 20 years.
Wow.
We've been married. December will be our 11-year anniversary.
Amazing.
But we've grown so
That's
much.
so beautiful.
Our love has matured. Our careers have matured.
Beautiful.
We support each other the way we know best.
Amazing.
And we just at a point where we realize that respect, loyalty, and communication is so important.
Sure.
So right now he started his business as well. He just retired officially from football in June. So he started and launched his Starting 11 Revolution business.
Amazing.
So we know how important it is, especially now, to have each other's back.
Yes.
So yeah,
that's the main aim of the game, you know, because
Yes.
if one of you guys win, you both win at the end of the day, you know.
Exactly.
So social media, where can people catch you if they want to book you, if they want to join your modeling agency, or not agency but your school? How do they do that?
Okay, so right now because we're in infancy stage, we just have the social media pages, which is CP Curve School on Instagram, and then Facebook is Charnelle Paulse Curve Model. So there they'll find all the latest curve modeling workshops that will be happening.
Lovely.
And the website it's opening soon and happening soon. So that's where so Facebook and Instagram right now is where they can face.
Cool. And any advice for young people watching, if there's people watching that wants to step into this industry, what advice would you give them?
I would say book a session at Curve School. It's not only about becoming a model, it's about investing in yourself, and they shouldn't be seeing it as an expense. It really is an investment.
Sure.
A lot of women walk away from the day saying, what an amazing experience. And it's not only about becoming a model. Some of them walk away saying, you know what, actually I've realized it's not what a model. I don't want to be a model. I've actually
find what they like.
Actually find out what they like or what they wanted to be, and they actually have the guts to step out of the corporate job that they've been a part of for the past 30 years and actually want to pursue becoming whatever it was.
It's almost like career guidance in a way as well, because of everything that you guys give in the workshop.
For sure.
I love it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for inspiring me on the show. Thank you for sharing your
Pleasure.
journey.
Yes.
And to everyone for tuning in, thank you so much. Please check it out, people. It's a CP Curve School, Curve Modeling School. People, check it out. Let's support our own people. And I mean, you never know. It might be your time to shine. Thank you so much. It's a walk with Mel.